Long ago, in a small town surrounded by hills and open skies, there lived a 26-year-old young man named Evan. From the outside, Evan's life looked fine. He had a job, a place to live, and people around him. But inside, his mind was never at rest. Thoughts kept coming, one after another. All day long, his mind was busy. Sometimes he replayed his past again and again. Why did I make that mistake? I should have done things differently. And then his thoughts would shift to the future. What if everything goes wrong? What if I fail? Because of this, Evan felt tired all the time. Even when he was sitting quietly, his mind felt loud. Even when he tried to sleep, his thoughts wouldn't stop. It felt like a storm inside his head. One day, while talking to a traveler passing through town, Evan heard about an old guide who lived far away in the hills. People said this man once worked in the city helping others understand their minds. He had guided many people toward peace. But now, he lived alone, away from noise and distractions. Evan felt a spark of hope. Maybe he can help me, he thought. The next morning, without wasting time, Evan packed a small bag and began his journey. The road was long and tiring. He walked through forests, crossed small streams, and climbed steep paths. After days of travel, he finally reached a quiet place hidden among trees. There stood a small wooden house. Outside, an old man sat calmly, eyes closed, as if he was completely at peace. Evan slowly walked up to him. "Sir," he said, "my mind never stops. I feel restless all the time. I want peace. Can you help me?" The old man opened his eyes and looked at him with a gentle smile. "If you want peace," he said, "you must learn something simple." He stood up and motioned Evan to follow him. They walked to a small open area behind the house. There, the old man picked up a ceramic cup and filled it with water right to the very edge. The surface of the water was so full that even the smallest movement could make it spill. He handed the cup to Evan and said, "Walk along the path around this hill and come back. But be careful, do not spill even a single drop." Evan looked surprised, but he accepted the challenge. He held the cup carefully and began walking. The path was narrow and uneven. People passed by, talking loudly. The wind moved through the trees. Birds called from above. But Evan did not look at anything. His entire focus was on the water in the cup. Step by step, he moved slowly. If his hands shook, the water trembled. So he steadied himself. If the ground felt rough, he slowed down. For the first time in a long time, his mind was not running. It was still. After completing the path, Evan returned to the old man. The water in the cup was calm. Not a single drop had spilled. The old man smiled. "Well done," he said. "Now tell me something." Evan listened. "While you were walking, did you hear the birds?" Evan shook his head. "Did you notice the people passing by?" "No." "Did you feel the wind around you?" Evan paused for a moment. "No. I was only focused on the cup." The old man nodded. "That is the lesson." Evan looked at him, waiting. The old man spoke gently. "Your mind is like this cup. When you try to hold too many thoughts at once, it becomes unstable. But when your attention stays in one moment, everything becomes still." Evan stood silently, absorbing every word. For those few minutes, the old man continued. "You were not thinking about your past. You were not worried about your future. You were simply here, in this moment. And in that moment, your mind became quiet." Something inside Evan shifted. He realized that peace was not something far away. It was not something he needed to chase. It was already within him. He just needed to bring his focus back to the present. Evan lowered his head and said softly, "I understand now. If I want a calm mind, I must stay in this moment." The old man smiled. As the sun began to set, golden light spread across the hills. Birds returned to their nests. Evan started his journey back home. The same road. The same world. But a different mind. He was no longer the same restless person. Now he knew something powerful. A quiet mind is not found outside. It is created within. And sometimes, all it takes is one moment of true focus,